My name is Patty Sheehan. I'm a city commissioner in Orlando. I love to work on things like pedestrian safety, historic preservation, dog parks, which has become an occupational hazard. I'm one of the head swan wranglers, and I'm a pretty positive person. I really love my job and I love what I do. This is the face that I usually show the world, and this is the face that I showed the world on June 12th. That was when the Pulse nightclub massacre happened. This photo was taken by my friend Joe Burbank of the Orlando Sentinel. He said in over 20 years of photojournalism, it's one of the saddest pictures he ever took. Pulse nightclub was opened by my friend Barbara Poma. It was to honor her brother John, who had died of AIDS. It was to keep his pulse, his heartbeat going. John was a fun-loving guy, and he would have loved the active beat of Pulse nightclub and the wonderful nights like Latin Night that drew so many great young people to this thriving, beautiful club for the gay community. But our street on Orange Avenue became a crime scene. A hateful shooter opened fire on those lovely young people that were on the dance floor. There was blood and trails where people had fallen and were dragged to safety. There were bullets on the street. But what I will not forget from that night were the mothers who were crying, searching for their children. This young man is Christopher Hansen. He's a hero. He helped so many people to safety that night and that morning. Lots of the young people grabbed their friends and kept them from bleeding out from bullet wounds because there were not enough ambulances. So the police took the victims and put them in the back of pickup trucks because there just wasn't enough ambulances. And these are the 49 faces of Pulse. They will be burned forever in my memory. I remember their parents crying for them. I remember their families searching for them. African American, mostly Hispanic, all young, promising lives cut down way too short. 49 killed, 53 injured, 100 traumatized by a hate-filled shooter armed with a weapon of war that should have never been on a dance floor in a nightclub. But our city was not defined by this hate-filled man who came from one of the worst cities in Florida, known for discrimination. We were defined by love. The symbol of our city became the rainbow, the gay pride symbol. It flew, and it became illuminated on the Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building, the Sydney Opera House, all over the world. The symbol of Orlando was the rainbow. Little children put hand-lettered signs out in front of their houses, and it said, love and rainbows. But we joined a very sad brotherhood with San Bernardino and Sandy Hook and all those other cities where hate-filled shooters tried to destroy their communities. But we were not destroyed. 5,000 people came right out here at the Downtown Performing Arts Center, and we said their names, and we honored them. For 9 minutes, the church bell rang at First United Methodist Church. Police estimate it took less than 5 minutes to kill them. It's terrible, terrible math. This young man became another face of the Pulse tragedy. Many of these young people felt guilty because if they worked an extra shift or didn't go out with their friends like that night, it meant the difference between life or death. And we said their names: Eddie, Yulmari, Juan, Jose, Christopher, Amanda. 5,000 items were left here at the Downtown Performing Arts Center, all lovingly collected from our History Center because we did not want to forget them. And we said their names. And 49 beautiful floral arrangements were created and brought to Orlando City Hall. And President Barack Obama, Leader Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Buddy Dyer, actress Ellen Page, Jamie Lee Curtis, people came from all over the world to sign the book in their memory. And we became Orlando Strong. And people lined up around the blood bank to give blood. City employees left their desk to help others. People said, we cannot do enough. And we broke all online fundraising records nationally. People gave because they knew love wins. And 49 birds flew over the crowd as we had that vigil, and a photographer captured it. 49 birds exactly. I've never seen those birds before, and I've never seen them since, and I'm here every single day. It was a spiritual thing. They were here with us. And we were one Orlando. The doctors at Orlando Health who heroically saved lives didn't even make them pay their bills. City employees worked for months for victims' assistance. Everyone in this city came together in a way that I have never seen before, and I am so proud. Divisions for years melted away. Mayor Jacobs got religious leaders who had condemned the gay community and brought them together to pray with us in a way that had never happened before. It was so transforming to be a part of that. And 50,000 people strong came to Lake Eola Park, and I had always wanted to see something like this happen. I was so sad why it happened. But I looked around, a mile in circumference Lake Eola, and there were 12, 15 people deep as far as you could see, and a rainbow broke from the clouds and it didn't even rain, all because of these 49 people. I don't have time in this presentation to read all of their names. It took less time than this presentation is taking me right now to kill them all. They had lives, they had dreams, they had friends, they had parents. And that's why my life has changed. I have spent the last 20 years plus of my life being a gay rights activist, but nothing I do makes any difference if people in my community can be killed by a weapon of war that does not belong in our streets, that does not belong in our movie theaters, that does not belong in our elementary schools. We have got to stop this madness and save ourselves, because we are one Orlando and we have to stop the madness. Thank you.